The military is building a big complex under the ballroom, which has come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit that was filed. But the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well. So we're ahead of schedule. That's part of it. The ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from any other thing. The glass on the windows, you see the big windows, the glass is extremely thick. It's high-grade bulletproof glass, so all of the windows are bulletproof. I think the Times wrote, gee, some of the windows are fake. We have no fake windows. They talked about a stairway in the south. We don't have a stairway in the south.
Then the kings of the earth, the princes, the generals, the rich, the mighty, and everyone else, both slave and free, hid in caves and among the rocks of the mountains. There is a reason why all of these politicians, all of these celebrities, all of these mighty men, all of these rich men are going underground. There is a reason they are all building bunkers, because they think that they can survive what is coming. They think that they can survive the wrath of God. And if you'll notice something interesting, he said drones and other things. Because see, they know what is coming. They know that what is coming is not just drones, robots, and martial law. They know that entities are coming. They know that entities from the abyss, from the literal pits of hell, are about to be let out. They know biblically what is coming.
Amos 9:8, behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rekha Kodash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders, great millstone, much respect to you brothers out on the highways and byways, pushing this truth with fear and sincerity, and shalom to the hopeful elect. It's your brother Khalak Har coming back at you with another video. And as you saw from the beginning, they're building a bunker under the White House, right? And we know that they're going to try to run from judgment, right? They're going to try to hide from the wrath of the Heavenly Father. You know, it's prophesied that people will build bunkers, right? As if we scroll up Amos 9 and verse 2, it says, though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. So, right, the wicked, right, they're trying to build bunkers underwater. They're trying to build bunkers in mountains, underground, up in space. It don't matter, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? Lord willing, I take part in taking these heathen out and putting them in chains, as it says in Psalms 147. Or 148. Was it 149? Yeah. Psalms 149. Start at 5. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Heavenly Father be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. Right, a little two-edged sword. It says to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with feathers of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written, dishonor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord. Right, and we know who the saints are. It's the Israelites, right? But like I said, they're going to be hiding in these mountains. They're going to be hiding, you know, in these bunkers, and they're going to have to be put out when this destruction comes. She was reading from, I want to say, Revelation 6, yeah. I'm going to start at 12. Revelation 6, verse 12, it says, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, right? And what's going to cause that earthquake? Those nuclear missiles that's going to be flying out of the air onto the land of Babylon, that's going to be shot, right, from various different countries, right? Because these countries are going to band up and shoot missiles at this whore. It says, and the stars of heaven fell upon the earth. What are those stars? It's talking about nuclear missiles. Even as a fig tree casted her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind, right? And if you read in, here, let me get it real quick. We'll come back to this. What is it? Jeremiah 51:7. No, maybe it's like Jeremiah 51:1. It says, "Thus say the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, I will rise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble shall be against her round about." Going back to Revelation 6:13, and the stars of heaven fell upon the earth, even as a fig tree casts her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll, nuclear mushroom cloud, when it was rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. Right, there's a lot of mountains over here in Babylon the Great. They're going to be moved out of their place. It says, and the kings of the earth, and the great man, and the rich man, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens of the rock, in the rocks of the mountains, in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb. Right, and who's that? That's Yahweh Shah. Because when he comes back, he's going to be taking his enemies down. He's going to go around conquering. Right, it's going to be one big mothership, a lot of ships, or mothership. It's going to be a fathership, Salakia. But one big ship. Yeah, Yahweh Shah going to be in it with the other angels flying in multiple other ships as well. For the great days of his wrath has come, and who shall be able to stand? Right, so the wicked elite think that they're going to be able to survive the nuclear destruction. You know, the chariots and everything like that, and be able to come out of those holes in those dens and be able to take over the world again. Right, but Yahweh Shah is not going to let that happen. Let me get Micah chapter 1. Micah chapter 1 and verse 2, it says, "Hear all ye people, hearken, O earth, and all that therein is, and let the Lord power be witness against you, the Lord from his holy temple. For behold, the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, cometh forth out of his place, and will come down and tread upon the high places of the earth." Right, and this is a high place, a very high place of the earth. Right, this place is beyond wicked. It's polluted. It's satanic. It has to go. Nahum 3 and verse 4, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored hearted. Who's the well-favored hearted? Is Babylon, right? She's like a prostitute. It says, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations to her whoredoms and families to her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts. And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's what we're saying today, right? That's why these, the wicked elite, they're going to go try to hide themselves. They're going to try to hide themselves from the wrath of the Lord. And we know the Lord is not in all their thoughts. We know the Lord is not dealing with them on that level, but you know, they got a godlike complex. Psalms 2 and verse 1, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing, right? It's vain that you're going to say, oh, I'm going to build this bunker and be able to escape the judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. That's not going to happen. It says the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Right, so the Lord got the heathen, the wicked, in the trick bag. Right, they think they're going to be able to, you know, move on with their new world order. Right, they're going to be able to complete it, but the Lord is not going to let that happen. Right, he's going to, like it says there, he's sitting in the heaven and laugh at them. Right, I will mock you when your calamity comes. What's that? Proverbs 1. Proverbs 1 and 20. Just go straight to the point. Proverbs 1 and 26. I also will laugh at your calamities. I will mock you. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, right? That whirlwind, that chariot. When distress and anguish come upon you, right? Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And that's talking to our people. But the heathen ain't going to call on the Heavenly Father. They're going to be trying to hide, right? They're going to be trying to run away. So just want to make that short and sweet and straight to the point. Hope it's edified. Hope you got something out of it. Shalom.